It's Ray TV.
The GOAT.
Uh-oh. Wack 100 goes off on Bricc, baby, for not being qualified to talk on Gucci Mane. What? Let's get right to it.
It's Ray TV.
Trying to form a relationship with.
Well, Gucci's cool.
I've heard other things. You want to see this?
Nah, I don't
Check
care
this
what
out.
you heard. Gucci's cool, bro.
Look at this title. From
He's real. He's him. He's authentic. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Bricc, Baby, Gucci,
Man,
Cam
you
Capone.
can't-
Look at this title, though.
What are you talking about?
Bricc Baby on Gucci Mane dropping his artist. He's a bipolar narcissist, and Young Dolph helped him. This. If you watch this
We
clip,
don't know nothing about. Man, listen, man.
Bricc paints a picture
Yo,
of him being
Bricc ain't
extremely
even
difficult to get a.
Bricc ain't even qualified to speak on Gucci. Gucci wouldn't even sit down with this dude, this bozo. It's a fact.
Well, they've been around each other.
Gucci's a very intelligent dude, a very respectful dude, right? He's one of my partner's best friends,
Okay.
right? He's a giving dude, right? And listen, one of the guys he dropped, I think, just either died or caught a case.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, so he must be on to something, right? Yo, it's checks and balances.
FTO set, I think.
Whatever, it's checks and balances. You got all these dudes on the roster. What's going out versus what's coming in? At some point in time, you got to stop the bleed.
Well, a lot of people, and I actually might even throw you in the mix in terms of this, but I think a lot of people who have the capabilities to sign artists and manage them and try to guide their career, they try it, and then they at some point realize, this sucks. This is not the quality of life that I want to have. A lot of these artists, you go way out of your way to sign them, and then 6 months later, you're like, wow, this dude's never gonna make me any money. And traditionally, like when I see Snoop Dogg, people are like, Snoop Dogg owns Death Row. Why doesn't Snoop Dogg sign all the hottest artists in LA? Clearly, he doesn't want to, because he's got all of these ways to make millions of dollars, and signing Snoopy Badass probably is not the way that he's gonna make his next $1 million. No offense, Snoopy. This also extends to like everybody else
And
that
I
he could possibly
believe
sign.
I believe that Gucci would be a great mentor for Young Thug.
They fell out many, many moons ago.
They can get it right.
They still, I think, have done music since he got out,
Get
but
it right.
their relationship was never the
He'd be
same.
a great mentor because Gucci showed people how to get out the way and still have it your way.
I wonder if they will connect now that Thug's out.
Thug, yeah, I mean, you need to move down to Florida. Go to like Davie, Florida or something.
Davey.
Yeah, like an hour, 20 minutes north of Miami, out the way, still in the way. The whole industry comes down to Florida at some point in time. He can't come to Cali. It's too many gangs. He needs to get out of Georgia because it's too close to, he might get the urge to dip into something. So, he got a lot of serious conditions on him. And he needs to do things to protect himself, to make sure he doesn't slip. But I believe Thug's a very intelligent young man, and I believe he's going to be all right. I'm rooting for him.
People keep asking, look at this. FTO set arrested for
it was a week
attempted
later.
murder and several other charges 2 weeks after Gucci Mane dropped him.
Gucci knew something.
So you can't say that's the 1017 curse because that happened after he was dropped.
Gucci.
Yeah, we know the ad lib. But yeah, I mean, shit, as soon as we even start going down this algorithm, look at this. Matt Critter, another artist he signed at one point. Gucci never put the pressure behind me like he did for Pooh Shiesty and etc.
That dude's an artist?
I'm guessing
Gucci.
that's the guy interviewing
Gucci
him.
was sympathetic. Oh, that's the guy interviewing.
Yeah, why? His body fat percentage is too high
He
for
just
you?
looked a little too old.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely. But I mean, I look at it like I could put tons of time and effort into signing artists. I don't want to. It seems like a terrible way to make money, and it would be just devastating for your quality of life to have to be trailing these fools around. I've seen you do a lot of it, and you've had success.
It's different now.
You don't seem like you're like dedicated to it the way you were before.
I do what I gotta do, but you know, you got other missions and other things you want to do. You know what I mean? It's good when it's good. And
I bet if you had a Pooh Shiesty right in front of you, and you knew like, oh, this guy could actually be gigantic, you thought it felt like a sure thing, I bet you would go for it. But I don't feel like you're trying to develop an artist from the ground up.
Well, right now we're in trying times.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's what. You know that. You study this game.
Rap wise, it just feels like shit's all over the place.
Yeah, it's all over the place. The perception of a person being hot is not translating over to sales. You know what I mean? What it takes to get an artist hot leaves you in a negative big time. So it's really a long game right now.
Really? You
know what I mean? Think about it. Okay, let's. What's her name? Is it Glorilla?
Yeah.
Right? She did like 69,000, 70,000. People jumping for joy.
Because her album didn't sell as well? Oh, because her album sold decently, right?
I mean, everybody else, all the other women did 26, 28.
Uzi just did 60K first week.
You understand what I'm saying? That's Uzi.
That's confusing.
I don't think it's Uzi, but I think that's just the state of urban music. Uzi is Uzi. Uzi's great. He's a rock star, right? But you look at all these, what it was doing and what the overall was doing, right? And then all of a sudden it just drops.
Is there any space for you to consider that hip hop itself might just not continue to be that big of a deal in the culture? Like, is maybe hip hop dying?
Rap. I think at one point in time we were deceived, tricked, and manipulated. And I think over the last year and a half, when things kind of went the way it went, I think certain things that were going on that people didn't know was going on, right? For perception, right?
The fake views, the fake
streams. The plug
streams.
got pulled. I don't really think the artists knew, like, you know, they really thought that was what it was, because overnight it was a 35 to 45% drop. And that's just not realistic across the board. You know what I mean? The people aren't dying. The people aren't disappearing. The people aren't turning religious or getting a change of heart. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Lil Uzi. You're like, come on, he's always been successful. So, and what happens is the money is hurt because realistically as a label, you can't give a guy $3 million, $5 million to do a project and come back 60,000. The next week is gonna be a 50 to 70% drop.
And
so,
like,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm a hip hop fan, and I consider Lil Uzi Vert one of the best guys, young dudes making music. Like, I feel like my thinking brain tells me that I'm interested in Lil Uzi's music, but I have not even considered listening to this album. And I've seen a little bit of promotion and stuff, but
I mean,
didn't even consider it.
Another thing I have to put out there is that now it's like having a park, right? Where you got 3 dudes selling weed.
Yeah.
And it's $100,000 a week coming through the park. Everybody could do all right? Okay, great. Now you got 300 people in the park with the same $100,000 coming through. Right. It's gonna be a change in it. So now, instead of you waking up in the morning and you're listening to Lil Baby, shower, jump in your car, and you know you still rocking Lil Baby. Right, lunchtime, you done finished up, you go to something else. You go from Lil Baby, then you're on your Instagram listening to Lil Baby. You see something popped up. Who is this dude with the tattoos on his face? Hit it, song come on. Oh, that song, hit the link. Hit the link, now you're on his Spotify. Oh, I like this song. Now you listen to his music, then you end up in TikTok. Now you TikToking, then you over here on X.
Podcast.
And then you pop the podcast, then you go over here to Clubhouse. By the time you get back to the artist you were streaming, it's later on that night or the next day. And it's like it's too much for everybody to do.
And even
You get what I'm saying?
The process of listening to a full album by an artist is slowly becoming archaic. And I see it with myself too, because my friend, someone who I get along with that I like, that is a supporter of the No Jumper brand, Vaughn off 1700, also one of the most poppin' drill rappers right now, he just put out an album. Remo mentioned it a couple of times, like, yo, you listen to it yet? But when I go to the gym in the morning, I turn the TV to YouTube, I click a random fucking video from one of the artists that I like, because that's immediately just displays to me. It knows that at 8 o'clock in the morning, if I turn this TV on and it's logged into the No Jumper account, that I probably want to listen to some drill music while I'm working out. I click something, it plays a bunch of random songs. Never does my mind go to, oh, I should listen to his new album in its entirety. Which is, it's a shame. Like, my brain just has already been accustomed to, thanks to the ease of use, of just listening to random videos instead of exploring the full project.
The last full album I listened to was an unsigned guy that I've been kind of help managing. And I didn't realize I'm driving to Vegas and he had sent me like 12 songs. And I just found myself listening to all of them, right?
Okay.
And a guy out of Chicago, you should interview him, named Kiddo Curry.
Oh yeah, who is that? Isn't it, you keep mentioning him, right?
You should interview him. Serious guy, authentic guy. But I found myself listening to like 12 songs.
Okay.
And it was just rolling, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had that one song, We Don't Stop at Red Lights, right? Yeah, I believe so. So, and you know, he's a guy that's just getting started. He's underground, and but he's authentic from Chicago. But it's like a lot of the unsigned artists or underground artists, and I think, bro, we need to kind of like plug that in a little bit, because it's a lot of conversation down there, right?
What?
It's a lot of conversation down there with these up and comings that just might not have went viral. But it's a lot of conversation because people are listening to them and they're curious about them, but the platform's really not talking to them.
Well, there's two routes that you could go with that. You could say, oh, the labels are divesting away from this and they're not putting money into these young artists, so maybe that opens up a lane for more of a grassroots hip-hop guy like me to kind of like swoop in and sign some of these dudes that might have otherwise got, discovered super early on. Or the other way to think of it is, well, maybe there's just not that much value in signing young rappers anymore, and I should just think about other things.
Well, the signing to them is something that happens, but I'm saying the platform, especially how what No Jumper used to be on the SoundCloud thing, right?
Because we used to post music on the channel.
There's a lot of conversation down there with the smaller guys who just, their bang's not big enough. So if you or me, and we set somebody down here, right? Like a Kiddo Curry, right? People are gonna watch because it's the Adam and Wack show, right? But then they find out something interesting about this guy. Maybe his character, he has a sense of humor. Maybe he's a little thrown off, right? But then they could discover his music, check him out there, right? And then they get to know him. And then we look up 6 months later, something happened, he went viral, or he got a boost, right? But at the end of the day, his start was here, right?
But that is what I do. I interview rappers very early on, and then if their careers prosper, then that interview becomes much more valuable. If it doesn't, then okay, fine.
Yeah, but a lot of them that you pull in, it has to be like something has happened.
Yeah, people don't want to watch interviews with people that they've never heard of, but don't have anything to talk about.
I think as a partner, you could be right, I could be wrong. I think we should test it and just see how it does.
Man, there's only so many hours in the day. It's just like, am I really going to do more interviews?
No, I mean, let's give them 45 minutes, bro. I mean, just try once.
I mean, but that's like already what I do. I already interview all these
No, it's what
rappers.
you do.
Yeah.
Right? But you interview people that people like kind of like know about in some kind of way. I mean, give it a try. It may go up and it may boom, like, oh, we might be on to something. I mean, it's tiers, there's levels to it. It's the upper echelon, it's the mid, it's the low.
You want to know what? From my perspective, it's even worse, though, because...
Yo, Bricc, baby, all in Gucci Mane's mix, huh? Like, he talking about he showing affection for him online. Kind of weird, if you ask me. now you talking about how he moving with his record label? Like, come on, man. Get it together. You looking bad out here. What y'all think about the content, man? Drop a comment down below. Let me know. I appreciate the support, everybody tuning in. Please like the video, share the video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We got content, And everybody out there working hard, remember, it will pay off. Do what you gotta do today to be prepared for tomorrow. And there it go. But until next time, it's your boy Ray Given. I'm gone. God bless. Peace.